Spoiler alert. Whether you call them the Corbin Cavalcade of chunky hunks, the Bobby Brigade of beefy boys, or the McIntyre manly menagerie of meat, you can all call them one thing. Losers.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Fastlane Review.
Indeed. Our last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. Can't believe it's WrestleMania season already. Ridiculous.
I can.
You can?
I can.
All right.
Time just seems to be speeding up.
That's fair. All right, so on the pre-show, we were supposed to have 2 matches, but we didn't.
Fucked up that it's March.
One of them ended up turning into a fatal 4-way that we saw later on, but our one pre-show match, we saw the New Day defeat Rusev and Shinsuke.
Point for me.
Point for you. Then we open up, we saw the Usos retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles over The Miz and Shane attacked The Miz.
Point for us.
Then Elias sang. Then,
point for everyone in the arena. Sort of.
Unless you're from Cleveland. Then Asuka retained the SmackDown Women's Championship from Mandy Rose with a little bit of help from Sonya or the ring apron or
the ring skirt.
Something like that.
We didn't really know, but it was actually a tag team match. It was Sonya and Mandy versus Asuka and the ring skirts.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Probably should have known that. And then we saw the New Day actually meet up with Kofi. Kofi had actually gotten taken away during the pre-show to talk to Vince McMahon about the title match. He said he'd been waiting for over an hour and that he couldn't get in to see Vince, so they just stormed in. Vince is like, Kofi, I've been waiting for you for an hour. And then they proceeded to tell Vince why Kofi needed this spot. Kofi needed this match. And Vince is like, all right, you want this match? You can have this match. It's going to start right now. And it was Kofi losing a handicap match to the Bar. Then Elias sang again.
Vince got against Kofi?
Because Vince is racist. The Revival retained the Raw Tag Team titles over Gable and Rude and Aleister Black and Ricochet.
Another point for both of us.
Then Samoa Joe retained the United States title over Rey Mysterio, Andrade Cien Almas, and R-Truth, which turned out to be a point for us. Could have been 2 points because we went into this assuming
we changed the rules.
Yeah, we assumed it was just going to be Rey versus Andrade, and then it changed. So if either Rey or Almas won, we were going to give ourselves 2 points, but we both knew that Joe wasn't going to lose the title, so we both get a point anyway. It's our rules. We can change them if we want. Sasha and Bayley retained the women's tag team titles against Nia and Tamina.
Point for each.
Then we had a situation afterwards where Beth Phoenix got involved. She started getting attacked by Nia and Tamina, and Natty came down and made the save, sort of.
She tried.
She tried. But the rest of the women were already beat down,
it was
just it was a Samoan slaughterhouse. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But Divas of Doom, bro. Yes. Daniel Bryan retained the WWE Championship against Kevin Owens and his triple threat opponent, Mustafa Ali. Becky Lynch defeated Charlotte by disqualification because Ronda Rousey ran down and punched her in the chest. Becky's going to WrestleMania. Triple threat match.
I've done that before in a match.
Another point for both of us. Then Elias sang again, didn't get interrupted, was about to leave, and then Lacey Evans came out and was hanging out, and she was walking away, and while she was walking away, Randy Orton came out and RKO'd Elias.
Out of nowhere.
And then while Randy Orton was hanging out, all of a sudden AJ Styles flew in with a phenomenal forearm and knocked out the Viper. No points for any of us because we didn't know that was going to happen. And then in the main event, the Shield reunited successfully to defeat Baron McIntrashley, and that is a final point for me, tying us up 8-8.
You know, we gotta say that's one of the best scores we've ever gotten on a pay-per-view in recent history.
Yeah, we both missed one, and so that's pretty damn good. We knew, we agreed on most of them. We knew a lot of what was leading into WrestleMania.
I knew that the Shield was going to win. I just wanted to give the off chance that we would just have another disagreement, essentially.
Well, I mean,
I could foresee. Just to get heel heat on somebody that they would.
If you would have gone with the Shield, though, you would have won.
I know. I'm okay with that, though. I'm okay because we tied.
Yeah.
So that means over on.
Reasonable.
Yeah, Reasonable Wrestling Fans. with a W.
Like wrestling.
That we're going to have the first ever tie since installing the Wheel of Punishment.
Yeah. We're debating on how we're going to do this, but I have a plan. Yeah. And we'll talk about that before we shoot that video.
Yeah, we've got ideas. But if you want to figure out how it goes down, you're just going to have to go over there because we're not going to spoil it here.
No. But we are going to talk about what we liked, loved, and potentially disliked about Fastlane. Robbie K, what did you like about Fastlane?
I liked stuff. Shane turning on the Miz.
That was great.
That was my.
I did not like you.
I said it a couple weeks ago that I thought Shane.
You
was
did.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Like Shane. Shane is such a babyface, and Miz just garners so much heat that I just assumed that was just like the set way to do it. But the fact that they switched it on me, I was like, okay, I can get behind this, and it'll be interesting to see if they can maintain babyface Miz.
I think they can. They've done it before.
Think so?
Yeah. As like they did it to a certain level of success.
Okay.
Which is the idea is that you can push babyface Miz as long as the Miz has like an emotional stake in what's going on.
That's okay.
Because then after that ended, and then it just became a feud for the Intercontinental title with Dolph Ziggler, it just kind of turned into like the Miz had to go back to being a heel again because nobody gave a crap about the Miz just trying to go for a mid-card title.
That's fair.
So I think with emotional investment and stake, Miz will be able to garner enough sympathy.
Fair enough. I'm going to give my like to the not so successful, but yet a reunion nonetheless of the Divas of Doom, with the potential of, even if it's just a one-off, because I know Beth isn't going to come back for like a full-fledged run, but the rumors being that Sasha and Bayley were going to defend the titles against Trish and Lita, and now with if there's any combination of the Divas of Doom, Team Bestie, Boss and the Hug, Samoan Slaughterhouse for these titles, I'm fucking stoked for that shit.
Yeah.
And it's Natty and Beth as that team was one of the biggest highlights of the worst time for WWE's women's wrestling.
Essentially.
So
I only have like one kind of issue with it is if especially like if it's a fatal 4-way, I mean it's going to be cool because you're going to get the nostalgia pop for Trish and Lita coming back and Beth coming back. But at the same time, then if you have like Nia and Tamina who've now already had their shot, then I'm like, we're obviously showing a lot more favoritism towards the Raw side of things without having a SmackDown or an NXT team getting a chance to challenge.
Well, and maybe with the fact that it is there's no guaranteed rematches, that it's just if you deserve it, you're going to get that shot. Maybe because Tamina and Nia lost, they're out of the running, and we get a match. A qualifying match between NXT versus SmackDown or something like that.
That'd be really cool.
So, but I mean, we got 4 weeks to WrestleMania. Anything can happen.
Literally anything can happen from this point out.
Yeah,
because
absolutely anything. Yeah. The next 4 weeks will be a fucking whirlwind in wrestling. So, but yeah, I'm stoked for the reunion of the Divas of Doom. What did you love?
I loved my boys, the Revival.
I don't know why I
retaining the tag team championships of the Red brand. I mean, still repping the Just Fists.
You don't do flips?
No.
You don't know how to fly move? All right.
Yeah, no, and it was
a really good.
It was a really good match. Man, I just wished that the Bar were protected better. Or not the Bar, the Revival. The Bar needs to be protected a little better too. But
they need to be protected. They beat up Kofi for 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'm more about like the last few weeks on SmackDown.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
People need to be
Revival,
protected against Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Yeah. The Revival just need... It was like, we're going to give them the championships because the fans are starting to get behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we wrote this weird storyline where they kept getting screwed because maybe we thought the fans were going to think that was funny. But the fans actually started to sympathize with the Revival.
Our writing backfired. What do we do?
And so we're going to give them the belts, but we're only going to let them keep the belts by distractions or disqualifications or like sneaky things. Because this wasn't like the Revival came in and like dominated this triple threat match.
Not at all. It was very even.
Yeah, and they kind of like got their butts whooped a lot.
Well, and
they came in and they had like a little sneaky blind tag shatter machine on Gable, who's looking shredded as hell.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like the Revival, now that they've won, they need one more definitive, we're the champions and we can beat anybody moment.
Maybe Mania will be their moment. Or Mania will be the end of their run. That's where Aleister and Ricochet take the titles. Potentially.
And, and I'm not opposed to them being a team, but, man, I feel like Aleister and Ricochet could do so much more.
Oh, yeah.
Not being confined to the tag division where there's already just a bunch of other teams that aren't getting used.
Well, unless they all stop re-signing.
It's true.
Rumors. I'm gonna give my love to the Shield. I mean, it was a really fun match. It's always nice to see the Shield back
Very
together.
Very chaotic.
Yeah, and the chaos is what the Shield thrive in. That's their motif. Is if things aren't going completely insane, it's not a Shield match.
Yeah,
it needs to go off the walls.
It really seems like a detriment, and this is something that I think I'm going to bring up on a future episode of the list. Is an idea that, man, we're really missing out, especially on the fact that Dean's still to this point not re-signing.
They kept talking about it during the match.
That like there's such a missed opportunity for the Shield versus Sanity.
Oh yeah, no,
would be literally the biggest clusterfuck 6-man tag in WWE history.
Yeah. I would fucking love it. Yeah, it was just and I was a little biased because this match made sure I didn't fucking lose. So it was an extra bonus that it was a really fun match. There was a few times where I wasn't sure how it was going to end. There was a lot of really good near falls.
One got you.
Oh yeah, no, I was
when Roman got hit with the End of Days.
Oh yeah, the End of Days. I thought for sure, and then luckily Seth came out of nowhere, and
yeah,
it's very close. But yeah, no, it was good match. It was a very very good choice to finish the night off with.
Yeah.
Dislikes. Did you dislike anything?
I'm going to put out a dislike in the future.
Uh-oh.
This is a potential dislike.
Okay. It's you're wary about it now. You'll only dislike it if it ends the way you don't want it to.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And it's something that Thomas has brought up on the show before.
Okay.
And it's the idea of like writing a specific story for a reason that there needs to be a payoff.
Right. Okay.
So my thing is, at this point, sometime between now and Mania, if we don't get a reason why Vince has been spending so much time just dicking over Kofi Kingston,
yeah,
then there's no point to it. Because, I mean, sure, they're doing what they need to do enough to really just get the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
all up on the Kofi train.
It has absolutely worked. The fact that they chanted Kofi through at least a third of that triple threat match.
Oh, like
I said at least.
A third is being very liberal with your...
Well, they booed, and then they said no, and then they cheered a little bit.
No, it's just, it's a good way to rally people behind somebody, having the authority figures dick with someone. And I think that's part of how they're going to get Miz sympathy points, because Shane is one of the authority figures.
Okay.
They're doing it with the Becky Lynch storyline. They're doing it with the Kofi Kingston. They're doing it with a lot of different people all at the same time.
And here's the thing: is Vince, the Becky thing was like that was all fixed very quickly.
Yeah,
it was all of a sudden, okay, we know what's best for business. Becky Lynch needs to be in the main event. Okay. And like the fact that Vince didn't come out and like try and change what Stephanie was saying or anything, like nothing really happened there. It was like, okay, cool, that's fixed. But yeah, I get what you mean. Like, why does Vince fucking dislike Kofi so much?
Yeah,
what's the big fucking deal?
So if there's no real explanation of why Vince has now twice gone out of his way to screw over Kofi Kingston,
yeah.
Then, other than the fact that, like, this is their strategy to get Kofi over and get him into the title picture, in a way to write it, but if we don't ever find out why this happened, then...
Be another one of those unanswered questions.
Yeah, and it would just be like, because you could have just had Kofi do it.
Yeah.
Because after Elimination Chamber, Kofi was riding high.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody was ready for him to take that leap anyways.
Yeah.
So all this extra stuff didn't need to happen. So if it doesn't have a reason, then the whole build is pointless. With the exception of, literally, they're just doing all of this to get sympathy for Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. With
no reason.
I am very curious as to why Vince dislikes Kofi so much.
Yeah, so we got 3-4 weeks to figure out why Vince is trying so hard to hold Kofi down.
Maybe it's a pseudo AJ Styles thing where he wants Kofi to just straight up like attack Daniel Bryan. And
he wants Kofi to snap.
Yeah, he wants Kofi. He wants Kofi, the same Kofi that was fucking around with Randy Orton back in 2009. He wants to see that happen again now against Daniel Bryan and a much more seasoned Kofi Kingston. Shut up, Randy.
What about you?
I didn't dislike anything. I'm going to give an honorary love to the addition to the Fatal 4-Way for the United States title. It was a fun extra match. Lots of cool triple and 4-man spots. Some fun stuff on the outside with both Zelina Vega and Carmella.
Honorary liked that Ricochet didn't kill himself.
Or Dash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, was it Dash? No, it was Scott.
No, it was Dash.
Was it Dash?
Yeah, because Scott was petting Dash at the end of the match.
No, I'm not talking the 6:30. I'm talking the Rana.
Oh, the Rana. Yeah,
where Ricochet almost domed himself on the apron.
Yes, that was to Scott.
Scott had all those people that were able to catch him because they were there to catch both guys. Just Ricochet.
Ricochet decided he wanted to be caught by the apron.
The hardest part of the ring.
Shut up.
No, just the fact that he was obviously not injured after that was a relief.
Well, we like knowing that people are A-okay and there's no, things could have gone a lot worse.
Yes.
Glad they didn't. All in all, Fastlane was a pretty decent show.
Probably the best Fastlane so far.
I would definitely put it at the top of the list of Fastlanes that I'm not going to watch again. Well, no, I guess I'd put that at the bottom of that list.
It'd be the top on the most likely to rewatch Fastlane list.
Yeah, if I'm going to rewatch a Fastlane, it's 2019.
If I'm going to rewatch a Fastlane, it's going to be Roadblock.
No, I'd rewatch Fastlane. Anyway, That is it for our Fastlane review. Be sure to head over to Reasonable Wrestling Fans because we're going to be having that punishment video. But for now, guys, thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click all those links down below.
There are so many social media links.
There's a podcast link.
That's the link that says SoundCloud.
You can get all of our regular reviews in podcast form. You only get this in video form. That's just how that works.
If you ever want to watch us predict or review pay-per-views or anything that's not just the Monday through Wednesday reviews, you got to stick on the YouTube channel.
Indeed. And if you want stuff that's strictly video form, go over to Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling. We have the list with Robbie K. We have Question of the Week with Thomas Wolf. Other videos listed based around wrestling, including that entire playlist of punishment videos that I told you about. And there's an entire playlist of unboxing videos where we get cool shirts like this Viper Ale shirt. We get Braun, we get Micro Brawlers, we get Funko Pops, we get all kinds of fun shit. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. And we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Now, if there's only a way to, just have the Shield come back one more time. Just grab one of those commentary tables and just use it to fuck Mo Jordis.
Ugh. Ooh.